So this is it. This is what we're doing. SANS himself, since I think that's still the meme. We're gonna keep it simple. I'm not gonna make too many speculatory assumptions on what matchups are and how they feel. Let's get started. Starting with me gunners. Easy matchups. Easy meaning low stress. I can kind of do whatever I want. I don't have to worry about playing quote unquote smart or being aware of my projectiles. Ganondorf for sure. Ganondorf is definitely easy. While he does have Warlock's foot, that discount Falcon kick, there's not a lot to it that is worrying aside from just jump over it, falling there, and then get back to pressing the B button, stuff like that. Not really much else to say about it. Ganondorf's pretty bad. I think this, while on the lower end of easy, like almost not easy, actually no, I'll put you in not easy, because not easy means that it's like, we can kind of do what we want. There's a little bit of a challenge here. I have to respect their tools, so not much of a actual, oh my goodness, this is impossible. This is more of a, oh shoot, they have this tool, so let me play around that tool. Same thing with Kirby, actually. Kirby is the same deal. I can do a better job of keeping him out than Duck Hunt, but when he gets in, I start taking damage. Again, keeping him out is pretty easy. Slow, low range, pretty bad recovery, so gimping him is not the, ledge trapping him / edge guarding him isn't the hardest thing in the world. Luigi, this one I hear should be easy for me gunner. I haven't had the most success with this, although I see why. I see why Gunner would win this one. Luigi has horrible movement, mobility and stuff, so all that jazz would be pretty easy. But I put it here. I put it here because of Zair. I don't really like Zair as a tool in terms of dealing with it, mostly because I don't know how to deal with it specifically. I don't really think there is a way to deal with it. I think I just have to get out of the way. But for sure, definitely not as easy as Ganondorf, but definitely not super hard. Moving on, yeah, Bowser as well. Bowser is, while he does have one of the greatest movements in the game in regards to heavies, I can kind of still camp him out pretty hard. Like, he's super huge, and that makes it really easy for my projectiles to hit him. But Flame Breath and good mobility, like good mobility with forward air, do allow him to get in, get his hits, bypass my projectiles to an extent. Only like really one of them. Although like my other two could just kind of bleeze right through Flame Breath, so it's not as easy. It's not even for sure. I definitely win this one, but it's not as easy as Ganondorf. Ensign is definitely going up here with easy. I do respect the character's frame data, but the character's stats as a whole don't really yield much worry. His recovery is super easy to edge guard. Actually more easy than Ganondorf's. And Revenge, while it does answer my projectiles, the answer it gives is pretty bad. So here's the thing. So Ridley is definitely an easy matchup, but it scales more towards the lower end of easy because Ridley just has good mobility, better mobility than Gunner. So I have to be aware of where Ridley's going to be at all times because he does move pretty fast, and if I don't pay attention to that, he's gonna kind of catch me off guard. But at the same time, that doesn't really make him easy. That just makes him like I would feel comfortable putting him not as easy, because he's definitely better than Ganondorf and Ridley in terms of the matchup, but you know, just still being a huge body and still being pretty slow in the air. Actually, now that I think about it, he's really only got good ground speed. Just kind of keep him in this range. Like this, I think Ganondorf is going to be the cutoff for easy matchups. Oh, sorry, forgot that one. Because Snake is still easy, but I can't just auto win against him like I can Ganondorf or Ensign, because he has a good recovery and has good A buttons that deserve respect. But Grenade Launcher and Absorbing Vortex go dummy in these matchups, or in this matchup. So K Rool, same exact vibe. I have to respect the projectiles. They're physical, they beat my projectiles. And if I have a reflector and I'm keeping myself on my toes, I can play around the projectiles very easily and kind of just combo him for free sometimes. Definitely more around this side, like coming towards the even side, because the projectiles are physical now and I have to respect the timings and how long he's protected for. But again, super big body. I can hit him with whatever button I want. And yeah, King Dedede's gonna go on the same scale as Ridley. He's the suck is something I respect, but not something I'm worried about. Honestly, I don't really care too much about it. Charizard and Ivysaur. Both of these two are not as easy. Ivysaur is really the only one I'm worried about the most. Charizard is like almost the exact same as Bowser. Literally just good movement for a heavy and powerful moves, but super big body and easy to hit with projectiles. Ivysaur is kind of like medium-sized body, but like really slow, so I have enough time to throw out my projectiles. Ooh, Doc. There's some other low tiers I forgot about. Doc is for sure staying in here. We'll put him here. It's not as good as Ganondorf in terms of easiness, but it's easy. The better I get as a me gunner, the better the matchup becomes for me. It's just Mario. He's Mario but slower, so I have no real reason to worry. Let's get DK and not as easy. For me, DK is my least easy matchup because I have a personal fear for DK. I'm scared. I would totally like to be more comfortable with the matchup, but I just have to respect some of DK's moves, like his tilts. His nair is pretty damn good for what it is. Again, same line as these characters, super big body, easy to hit, but if I'm getting overconfident, I start getting punished and start taking damage left and right. So I said this a while ago that Gunner has a lot of even matchups, or even or slightly losing matchups. Doesn't win too many matchups, but definitely goes even or doesn't lose the hardest against a lot of matchups. And those matchups are Hero's pretty damn even, good sword, good mobility. He's got bounce, he's got good projectiles. The side B, I think it's called Zap, is a very good move. It's a super long sword, really scary. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put this here. It's like around here, sorry. Steve is not self-explanatory because it depends on the build I'm using. It greatly depends on the build I'm using. If I'm using a reflector, grenade launcher, and missile, that's a good matchup for that because I have answers for minecart at a long distance. I have answers for all his blocks at a distance. And then I can reflect whatever he throws at me, so pretty solid there. Jigglypuff is weird. She doesn't stay on the ground as much as I'd like, so I have a harder time playing my game, and I kind of have to play a bit of her game of the aerial one. She can go to the air about as easily as I can get her to the ground, so it's not crazy. It's definitely 50-50. I'll do Dark Samus because Dark Samus is cooler. Zoner versus Zoner. Well-rounded Zoner with powerful projectiles versus a faster Zoner with weaker projectiles. At the end of the day, it comes down to who can outzone the other. Banjo, I played this matchup twice. Wonder Wing is not as big of an issue as I thought it would be. So the more I play this matchup, the more it'll make sense to me. For right now, I'm going to put the character in solid even because character's very good zoning. The projectiles he has are physical. Not another matchup that I have to say a lot for because the character does pretty damn good at zoning and has a good let's stop zoning for a second tool, but that stop zoning for a second tool, it's pretty easy to react to and get a feel when it's going to come out. Byleth is definitely even, but on the easier side of even. I can zone her out pretty hard. She can't do much about it. The only projectile she's got is a physical arrow that can be easily reacted to, and while cancelable, that doesn't do much for the character, especially when I've already taken control of a part of a stage or got a better feel of the neutral than her. Link, on the Banjo side, it's like Zoner versus Zoner, except one Zoner has physical projectiles that beat one Zoner's projectiles and has a good sword. So I definitely have a harder time dealing with him than I would say Banjo, although I would put him this here because of the very same reason. In fact, I'll put Toon Link here, but I'll put, not Toon Link, sorry, Yink and Link go right here, but Toon Link goes right here. Fighting the Toon Links I have fought hasn't been the most worrisome experience. Oh, I forgot about Zelda. Zelda's weird. Like if it's a Zelda that knows all the cool stuff that you can do with the character in terms of like reversing, using the Phantom to body block and stuff like that, I have to respect Din's Flare as well, because that's also a really good move. Not really the hardest thing to worry about. Again, she's pretty damn slow, so zoning here is not the biggest issue. Brawler is gonna go in not as hard. I'm like fighting Fox if Fox had slightly worse frame data, and that's about it. There it is. Squirtle, hard. Super small, super fast. Can switch into these two when they get me in disadvantage. And once that happens, I'm dead. If I don't have enough time to establish control, these two bumfuck me. ZSS is pretty hard, actually. I have to respect her kit enough to not get hit by Nair flip kick or Nair anything or Nair up smash, for example. Moves a hell of a lot. I put her more on this side of even. This side of not as hard because like I'm kind of depending on my opponent knowing what they're doing in order for me to be scared about them. But other than that, it's not the greatest thing. It's kind of like Brawler actually, because Brawler and ZSS are kind of the same. Can move around pretty damn well, except ZSS has a better movement option in the form of flip kick. So yeah, so I'll put you right here, right here. Mario's definitely harder than Squirtle. I've fought some really good Marios, like you, Pepega. Your character's scary. Your character's correct. Palutena? Okay, this one might surprise you, but Palutena goes here. But yeah, Palutena, self-explanatory. Let's do something more. Let's do a simpler matchup. Ike is definitely a lot more on the not as hard side of things, although he's pretty damn hard to an extent. Long sword, powerful sword, big hitboxes, powerful hitboxes, but on the definitely a little bit on the smaller big body side, obviously. Greninja, hell yeah, super hard. Not as harder than Palu, honestly harder than Palu. It's super hard to deal with everything, realistically speaking. So Mewtwo, I gotta play Mewtwo a lot more. I have to go back into the lab with Mewtwo to understand it a bit more, because I haven't played the matchup with the intent of learning the matchup in a while, and I've kind of forgotten everything. So I'm gonna put Mewtwo in the middle of even. Having good mobility and better combo game than me is pretty powerful for the character. Falcon is easy. Falcon is hard. If I put my projectiles in the good places, I don't get killed. However, the moment I drop my guard, or the moment I don't put a good projectile somewhere, is the very moment that I start getting hit by Nair 1 knee, Nair 1 up air chain, Nair 1 down air at ledge. Falcon's got amazing pressure against me, Gunner. Sephiroth is gonna be a weird one. Sephiroth's gonna be one of those ones that the Sephiroth is definitely one of the ones that I have to play more of. It's just, so I'm seeing evidence for this being a good matchup for Sephiroth, or Sephiroth just being that good of a character, but I have to play the matchup more. Where is Ryu? How do you spell R? I would say he'd be where Me Brawler is. You know what? You wouldn't be wrong. Me Brawler and Ryu feel the same in the matchup, although they play it differently. The Shotos, Ryu, Terry, Ken have amazing punish games and can take people from 0 to 80 to death for free. Richter, even. This one's on the lesser. This is on the Banjo side of even, because Richter's projectiles beat mine, specifically side B. Side B beats all of my projectiles, but that's pretty much it. Bad recovery, easy edge guard. Pika, believe it or not, actually, I haven't fought this matchup a lot, so I don't even really know. That's the thing with Pika and Pichu. I have to fight these characters more often. I've actually played Joker a lot. In my experience with Joker, it's been about here. It's not impossible. It's not super hard to deal with. It's definitely possible. Not the hardest thing to deal with. Definitely easier than Palu, Mario, Squirtle, Greninja. Roy is gonna go in hard. Prom's gonna go in not as hard, but like right there. Amazing shield pressure. I can barely breathe. And then there's Roy, who's just, I can't even really deal with these two characters in a scramble situation. These characters just have such good power. Terry is not even. Terry's more on the -1 side, but he's like right here. Command inputs of Burn Knuckle are have his arm become intangible, which is ironically enough the one spot that shouldn't be intangible for me, because that's exactly where the projectile would hit him. And the moment he gets in, I take a lot of damage. Go is super scary because power geyser is what's called, I think. Power geyser is an anti-air, a stupidly huge anti-air. I actually just fought this matchup. I'm gonna put this here. Not as hard as these guys, but definitely hard. Oh, these two. 1 and 2. Well, hold on. You're not that even. Hold on there, buddy. There you go. Bayonetta, I just hold shield. Just hold shield. Can same exact idea as Ryu. Piranha Plant. Right here. I can't believe I forgot to do this. Well, when they do Patui, I can just F smash, hit them, and get out of the way entirely. Mithra and Pyra. I'm gonna split them up. Mithra, hands down, right there. Mashes for free, gets an amazing advantage state. Pyra, right there. Super powerful, mega slow. Inkling is hard. Solidly hard. Isabel and Villager are gonna go an even for me. They're gonna go an even for me because of this very specific reason that I will reveal when I get back from turning on the air conditioner. Okay, I'm back to reveal to you the super secret reason I was talking about. It becomes a battle of who can outzone the other, and respecting Pocket. His Pocket's pretty damn good. Other than that, their kits are pretty solid for zoning, and that makes it really hard for me. Lucas, I want to put him in not as hard, but I also want to put him in even because I haven't had a lot of issues against the character. Dealing with the character's zoning or lack thereof is not very hard. So I'm gonna put him here, lower end of even. Rob is gonna be kind of the same. He's not hard to deal with per se. If I can force Rob to stay at a distance, he really only has 2 zoning tools. The more I play the matchup for sure, the more it's gonna make sense to me. But for now, reflecting gyro and reflecting his gameplay are not the hardest thing to do with. Wolf. Wolf will go here. Wolf can pressure me from a distance with his reflector and with his laser, and if the Wolf is experienced, can combo me right into a good old Wolf Flash, and then I'm dead. Whoa. Little Mac reasonably goes right here. Reasonably speaking, camping melts pretty hard again when he's that fast. I don't have the greatest momentum or greatest mobility, so being a pretty slow character trying to out camp a character with amazing ground speed is hard to do. Meta Knight, oh shoot, I forgot about Meta Knight. I don't even know, to be honest. I haven't played against the character enough to actually get an idea of what exactly I need to be worried about. So I'll put that one there. Game Watch is obvious. Game Watch is honestly just about as hard as these 3. I don't even have to explain it. It's literally Game & Watch. He literally does everything he wants to do no matter what. Fox, same deal as Wolf. Good mobility, good combos, in the reflector. The pits, honestly, I put them here. Putting the pits here feels comfortable because the pits themselves aren't super threatening. I can kind of hitbox them 1-to-1. One of the reflectors they have is pretty good, so I have to respect it, but not the craziest thing. I'm not worried about it too much. Wario, this is actually going to be a little bit surprising, but Wario fits right here, honestly. Camping the character is super hard. He's not the most mobile. Yeah, he can eat my projectiles, but while he can eat my projectiles, another projectile will be coming right at him, so I guess he's at a buffet then, but even then, it's not even eating is not really going to be part of the neutral. I'm gonna kind of filter through and put some matchups and stuff I need to play more. You as well. Pac-Man and me gonna go 50-50. I reflect all his projectiles and he has to respect that. I have to respect the fact that his projectiles are physical. So we kind of keep each other at a stalemate and then we just kind of play that. Robin, right there. Yeah, man, throw out all your arc fires. I'm just gonna be standing over here, either reflecting them or absorbing them. I literally just beat a Robin by reflecting the mid part of Thoron, which I did not know you could do. And that ended up turning the entire move around back on her, which is absolutely hilarious. Shoka's a little bit self-explanatory. He's pretty hard. The Monado arts allow him tickets in, depending on the situation. Dealing with his range with this sword is pretty annoying because he ends up clinking with a lot of our projectiles. Min Min, obviously hard, but on the Inkling side. Arms and a reflector. Diddy Kong on this side of things. Falco is obviously the hardest matchup for me, Gunner. Almost tied with Game & Watch. The reasons for both these cards are the exact same. They can press whatever button they want, and I have to respect it and not deal with it because I can't. Bowser Jr., I have to take a little bit more time to understand Bowser Jr. as a whole because it feels even, but there are points where I'm like, wait, what did I just lose to? Why did I lose that? And I'm not even entirely sure, so I have to play that one a little bit more. Corrin, Marth, Lucina are going to be the same, except for Marth, but they're all going to be not as hard. Actually, no. Corrin's going to be not as hard because they're not as mobile as Lucina, and Lucina is going to be up here. The Corrin and Marth are going to be the same. Sheik goes right here. Super mobile, super low to the ground dash. Just outframe that as me. Dies super early. Recovery is a little easier to deal with, but playing neutral against the character is a little bit hard. Sonic is here. Good movement and good power with his tools, but I have to respect his speed. He also has to respect my projectiles because he can't really go to the other side of the stage and not just get hit by something. Peach is actually really easy to keep out, so I'm gonna put Peach. I've actually played a few Peaches. Peach is actually pretty damn easy to keep out. She'll be taking a lot of damage to work her way in, but of course when she gets in, that's when stuff goes downhill. Lucario was going here. I'm not too worried about the character. While he does have double team, which is a pretty good counter, camping him out isn't very hard. Mega Man feels even for me. I have to respect the zoning. He has to respect my zoning. Ness is weird. I'll put Ness right here for now. And until I actually play the character more, I'm not gonna sweat it too much. Ice Climbers. I forgot about the Ice Climbers. I don't fucking know. So this is my list. This is the list. If you have any questions or would like further explanation on, I will be answering those in the Discord server, and I'll be talking about it a little bit in depth if you want me to later. Will this be a YouTube video? Sure. This is going to take me a bit of time to edit, but it'll be something I'm working on. So, yep, that's it. Bye-bye. Have a good one, everybody. Stay safe. Stay clean. You know the jazz. Don't get COVID.